Good morning, everybody. So, first of all, I would like to thank all of the visiting professor to be here today to give us a lot of inspiration and a big knowledge. Yes. So my talk is about the trend in the DS worldwide and why DS is not so popular. Okay. So talk behind the experts is very difficult sometimes, but sometimes it's easy. That because Professor Torres is just mentioned almost all of my slides today. Okay, this is our center. Uh, we have established a center about 12 years ago, and now we got a lot of patients come from overall the country, and we also have just only 2 or 3 bariatric surgeons who operating on the morbid obesity. And then you can see that we have more and more patients in each every year. In PSU, we have also have like a 3 main operation that you see here. The sleeve gastrectomy represent about almost 72%. The gastric bypass is always still there, about 21%. The revision is more and more, and we got a new operation as the studies by Dr. Kamtorn. We just select with this procedure. We try to seek the better one that have a better result more than sleeve gastrectomy and bypass. And then we try to seek out what is the procedure. We review in the literature, and then we accept the SEDIS as our third operation. So why we selected the SEDIS? I would tell you a little bit more in detail. Okay, so Dr. Torres tell you a lot about the history, the background of the development of the SEDIS. I would recap you in a brief way that it is very different between the classic BPD version, which is described by Scopinaro in 1979. They have a lot of modification until this day now. So it is not the same operation. Right? This operation have very effective in achieving the weight loss, and also the classic one. I would say the classic one, the BPD, which is done by like a distal gastrectomy and then bypass, have a lot of high incidence of the complication. But after that, after we modification, like we do a pylorus preservation by Dr. Masco, and then we do a single anastomosis, like in the nowadays, that complication is, I think, less and less, less and less. So this is a transition, like Dr. Torres mentioned. The common channel sometimes is the key also to reduce the malabsorption. At first, at the classic BPD, this is like a distal gastrectomy and then bypass. We have a common channel, only 50 centimeters, and then we modify like a BPD DS. We got a lot more, double common channel. And now today we got a lot of common channel, but maybe to 300 or 250. So that malabsorption thing is less and less, less and less. This is the disabled I got from the ASMBS website. They estimate the bariatric surgery number about 10 years. You can see the BPDDS. They didn't separate the classic one from the modification one. It is just combination of the two procedure. It is not fair, right? Because some surgeon that have not background of the BPDDS doesn't know that this is a very significant difference in the procedure. It is not the same procedure. It is not the same procedure. So from the MBS AQIP database, they note that only less than 1% of bariatric case load what DS. And then the survey among the surgeons cite that because the knowledge or the fear of the increased risk of the complication, and the complexity of the learning curve. So they some bias, I think. That because the classic one is not different. It's very different from the modification one. And now today we have SEDIS. It's also a little bit modification and got a better result, right? So when you see in the literature, the last 10 years ago and now today, you can see that the BPD DS of the data from the previously 10 days ago, that is the era of the open surgery. So there are many complications of the open surgery, like we know, right? The hernia, the infection, many things. Compared to the laparoscope era today, you can see that the mortality rate or the morbidity is quite lowering down, and the total body weight loss is very amazing, better than the LSG or LRYGB. This paper, I would like to mention this paper because this compared the classic one with the modification of the Duodenal Switch, which is quite very rare, very rare study. This is a retrospective cohort that got done from the same team, a different time, 10-year follow-up for both procedure. The follow-up rate is sky high to almost 96%. And they got a lot of complete data sets of the laboratory. It turned to be that, 5 year or 10 years result, the Duodenal Switch is better than the classic, the BPD. It is quite frank, this is a different operation. So do not link them together. Most of surgeons link them together, right? So now today it is different thing, not link them together. And talk about the revision rate. You can see the classic one, the BPD distal gastrectomy, have a revision rate about almost 1/3, 24%, compared to the BPD, the switch that modify, significant, very low. So this different operation. Do not link them together. Okay? So this is the long-term data that Dr. Torres mentioned already. The modification one of the duodenal switch, 10 to 20 years. And you can amazing that this Dr. Torres showed you already. The resolution of the comorbidities, it is very good, compared to the previously before surgery. Okay, so most of the surgeons would like to use this extreme procedure for the extreme BMI, right? And how about this procedure for the patient who have BMI less than 50? Okay, is it good or is it not good? Okay, you can see the data here. What is amazing for this paper is that you can see the 15-year, the plateau rate of the excessive weight loss. It's like a straight line, It's like the straight line with quite acceptable complication. So this operation seems to be like suitable for the patient that have BMI less than 50 also. What about the patient certification level? You can see that most of them are very certified above the weight or the overall certification. So this is, in my opinion, it's quite a good operation. Okay. So how about the modern literature nowadays? This is the latest. I think the long-term follow-up, 15 years after duodenal switch compared to the gastric bypass for the super obesity, the RCT. It's also, I think, finding the same as the literature in the past. The weight loss is also good in group of the BPDDS. Overall score, the Barros score, is very excellent for the BPDDS. Some hemoglobin and albumin level is, I think, a marginal different from the gastric bypass, but you got a lot of better of the dyslipidemia results from the BPDDS, and got a lot of good metabolic control. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think why it is not popular, because the BPD and DS, it is not the same operation, you know. But in the past, or the person that is not familiar with this term before, think that it is the same operation. They usually link them together. When talk about the BPDDS, it is not the same operation like a classic operation. So DS get a better outcome with less complication. And then the resolution, like I show you, resolution of the comorbidities or the maintained weight loss in 15 years or 20 years is remarkable. It's remarkable. The range of the complication is consistent across the literature. So this is why we selected the CDs, which is the modification of the Duodenal Switch, as our third procedure. Okay, that is my talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Siripong, to give us a very informative about the DS. That is why we should learn about how to do DS.
Yes, right.
Yeah.